the older I'm getting, of course, I had my crazy. When I was 20, I wanted to be the fastest, the most, badass and sick guitar player ever. And I still practice a lot because I like it. But when I see some guys like reaching to the next levels, first I can see that I will never be able to reach that point. And also, I find myself evolving when it comes to my own playing. I start looking for other things and looking back a lot to other guitar players that back then didn't say nothing to me much, but now it's like I'm really crazy listening to them. So I think with the age, some maturity comes as well, and you are able to enjoy whatever. You don't need to be the best to enjoy this instrument.
Hello, you metal pilgrims, and welcome to a new interview episode on the show. And today I'm more than happy to welcome Carlos of Persefone, my favorite Persefone. I was happy to welcome Mo before on the show, and now I'm more than happy to see you here, Carlos. Thank you so much for finding time and joining me. How are you, man?
Thank you for having me, and what an improvement to have me instead of Mo.
I'll text him that right now.
No.
Well, that's awesome. I just realized you have a tattoo, like a Bjorn Gallet style tattoo.
It's very similar, but his is like the whole thing, and he has a huge and beautiful, arm, and I have this skinny thing, so it's similar. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but yes, people sometimes think about it.
Well, who knows? Maybe you'll go to the gym, and and then after that you'll like put it all over.
maybe I don't know. It looks like it won't happen in anytime soon.
Yeah. Where you see all those memes like, oh, that's why I don't go to the gym, and you see like all the sweaty people or whatever it is. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's not why I don't go to the gym. I'm just lazy. Yeah.
That's why. I would love to be really in good shape, but I try. But I'm 43 now. It's very difficult, to get muscles and find the time and everything. So yeah.
And you're married, right? Already, so
sure. I did my thing. So far, it's done. It's solved at this point.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, Carlos, let's talk about Persefone. The biggest news about you guys, of course, is the release of your upcoming EP, Lingua Ignota Part I. I assume there will be Part 2 later on, but we'll talk about that in the future. So first of all, congrats! It's almost time to be released, right? On the 2nd of February, it is out. So in just a week from today,
yes.
Or something like that.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about the creative process behind it, what you guys have put on this record, and just a little bit about it overall?
Yes, first things first, thank you very much for your words. Yeah, it's not the first time that we released an EP. We did that before with one song, the one that I did with Tim Charles from Ne Obliviscaris back then in Lakesh. The thing is that we released Metanoia, I think it's like 2 years ago, something like that. And creating an album for this band is pretty complex because we really take care about a lot of details, and it's been 20 years, so it's very easy to repeat yourself, and we refuse. So you need to be studying new things and trying new stuff and be really aware. Also, personal lives of everyone has been a little bit crazy lately, and we had things like Danny as a new vocalist, so everything was a little bit crazy to go, in the touring as well. It's been like a crazy 2 years. The things that we really wanted to explore different things, sound-wise, recording-wise. Then we had Danny as well. So we thought maybe we can create this kind of an album in 2 parts in order to not commit too much into the writing project when it comes to the length of the release. And then being able to create that and being able to go through the process of recording, test Danny in the studio, try new things, when it comes to music, and see if we can, evolve a little bit as a band without going through the pain and misery of create a full-length album again. So that was a little bit the thought process for us.
Well, that's awesome, man. That it sounds like it was one of those spontaneous but rather planned out things, right? That you're kind of testing out now to see how this can work out in the future. I love it. Well, I had a pleasure of listening to it already. I absolutely love it, man. Honestly, I think it is one of the strongest works you've put out in a long time. And I don't lightly say that because you have a very strong back catalog as well.
Thank you.
Right? So was it hard? How hard it is overall after so many years to, and especially, I mean, you guys don't really limit yourself within one genre, 100%, but it's still rather this modern progressive metal style, right? That kind of limits you in a way as well, because there is a certain expectation from your fans. So how does that expectation of your fans influence your songwriting abilities overall?
It's an interesting thing to talk about, because we've been together for a long time, and I think the first 3 albums or so, we didn't have any fan to be, have any expectation. So we were used to do whatever we wanted to do. I mean, the idea of the band was very, very clear about we wanted to be a death metal band, melodic band, symphonic band, because we have Mo with the keyboards and all the technical things, because I like to play as much notes as I know to play. So progressive, everything was there. So we started doing, we were very young. We were just doing things as on the go. Like, let's put all these things together and see if we can, make a sound out of it. But it's true that lately, with all this, it's like the band already has some fan base. And definitely I feel all these expectations makes me a little bit nervous when it comes to the music, of course, because as I tell to everyone, musician, I see a Schecter there. So you may be a musician yourself.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
So
compared to regular people, yes.
But it's the same, because as you may know, musicians, we are like the most insecure people in the world, when it comes to everything. You never like the way you play, you never like the way you write, and it's horrible. So the last years, when people come to us, or even people like you that digs the music, they tell you, and for me it's very difficult to digest, because I never see my music as good, or whatever. So when it comes to writing, I always dream with the people enjoying it. I love the idea of people enjoying the music, but at some point you have to, don't think much about it, and then try to do your thing, because it's all about, for us, making music is trying to create an honest representation of the point in life we are living at that moment, with the skills that we have at that moment, and try to do honestly our best. Other than that, we cannot do anything else. So we try to keep that mindset all the time.
I really like what you said, how in the first 3 records you didn't have the fans to expect anything from you, but in reality this is actually a really interesting point to go off after, because I mean that's the moment when you realize that you're making music only for yourself, and this is this childhood thrill of making something you absolutely love and you would put in your earphones and play on repeat most likely. And I feel like for a band of several decades, long life, it is kind of hard, but at the same time very important to keep that childhood thrill of the early days, and bring it into whatever point of career you're in at right now.
Definitely. And then at the end of the day, we know to do what we know to do. I mean, it's the music we do. It's not that we can change it that much. We always try to sound as fresh as we can, and as focused as we can with the writing and everything. But definitely that thrill, the first album you do, the first thing you record, and it's yours. I remember back then, I'm very old. Back then we recorded in tape. And the first time I recorded something with my little device, in tape, and I recorded a little melody, for I don't know, 2 chords and 1 melody. And then the next day I was listening in my Walkman, that melody that was mine, and I was by the street thinking, oh my God, this is crazy. I did that yesterday. I'm listening to it now. This is the best thing ever. And somehow it still happens. But for example, Mo, he loves to listen to the music after it's released. Myself, I cannot listen to our own music, because I only see failures and shit, It's very difficult. And funny thing is that my wife is actually, she likes our music very much.
Oh, really?
And then
she just tells you that she likes it, like to keep the marriage going.
yeah, I think as you can see, nothing else going on. But when we are in the car, and then for some reason, a song by Persefone appears,
Yeah.
and she very, very quick, she was like, I'm sorry, and then she changes the track because she knows I cannot listen to it. It's too much, you know. So yeah, for me it's a little bit different. I love to play it. I love to play the songs because when you play it for other people, it's a beautiful thing because you can see the reaction and they enjoy it. But when I'm at home alone, I always like other musicians, the better. That's the thing.
Talking about other musicians and being, 43 years old and still having to look for inspiration somewhere, who are those guys for you now? And have they changed compared to, what it was like 20 years ago or so?
Like nowadays,
yeah,
I think as a guitar player, back then it changed all the time, every decade. Of course, the guys that influenced me, in my early years are my heroes until today. But nowadays there are like young kids playing awesome things, and I feel so inspired by them all the time. If you see my Instagram feed, is full of very young and talented people playing way better than me, and I feel inspired by all of them. I don't know. I know this guy called David Micic is a guy from Serbia, I think, instrumental guy. Of course, this guy is not like that young, but as a player, Rick Graham as well. Many of them, like jazz players, is plenty of way cooler than me guitar players, and I feel inspired every day. I mean, I always say that I love music, but I think I love guitar more than I love music.
That's
so,
That's really cool. I feel like overall, we're living in such a thrilling times in terms of how those musicians were there before, but now with the rise of online, social media and stuff like that, we can actually see how many amazing underground, because they are still underground musicians, there are around the world, right? That's why when people ask me, like, do you play guitar? I was like, compared to whom? Like, do I play guitar? Can I play a song you give me? Yes, most likely. But compared to a random kid from YouTube, no.
But you do play guitar. It's okay. It's like, I don't know. The older I'm getting, of course, I had my crazy. When I was 20, I wanted to be the fastest, the most, badass and sick guitar player ever. And I still practice a lot because I like it. But when I see some guys like reaching to the next levels, I can imagine. I can see that I will never be able to reach that point. And also, I find myself evolving when it comes to my own playing. I start looking for other things and looking back a lot to other guitar players that back then didn't say nothing to me much, but now it's like I'm really crazy listening to them. So I think with the age, some maturity comes as well, and you are able to enjoy whatever. You don't need to be the best to enjoy this instrument.
This is awesome. And do you still have that thrill of going on the stage and touring in different countries around the world? And do you still find that rewarding?
Yes, because as I always tell to the band members, to the guys, the thing is that I don't know how much time we will be able to do this. We are not a huge band. And when you look back, we've been able to play a lot in a lot of places for a lot of people. And the thing that I like the most is not being in every country playing. I like that, but it's not the thing I love the most. The thing that I love the most is to be in all those countries playing music for people with my friends. That's the thing. And then I will miss a lot when this is over. Because every time I jump to stage and I see, my right, my left, there's all these friends here. Not special. But Mo and we've been together more than, I don't know, we were kids when we started this. So it's like my real brother, So we are all the time like pushing each other, Yeah. But yeah, I love them more than anything. And what I have the thrill when I'm playing and I see Toni or Bobby or Mo, and then we look at each other, we laugh sometimes like, man, this is crazy. We are still doing this, and one day will be over, and we try to enjoy it as much as we can.
This is awesome. Well, talking about enjoying it as much as you can in the next steps. This EP title kind of gives out that that is just the first part of something. I mean, it's, you don't have to be a genius to figure it out. So tell us, like, do you have already plans for the next record? Is it also going to be an EP? Like, what do you have in mind for, you know, how you will take the Lingua Ignota and you know, explore further?
So you're smart enough to think that there will be another part. I don't know how, but you don't know how many parts. That's the thing I was saying.
Whoa.
The thing is that when we were writing the music for Lingua Ignota, it's a conceptual album, as we always do, and the concept was like pretty thick when it comes to, you know, deep, and we thought that it would be cool to keep talking about it in the future. Mm-hmm. And also I would like to not to release the next part right away. I would like to have a full album, you know, before, because I would like to see the evolution, you know, after another, you know, because if we do it right away, it can be pretty similar, you know, because it's very, very close, and the music is not written yet. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I would like to do a second part of it, but I would like to you know, do something in the middle in order to, you know, learn, evolve, and then do the other one and see, you know, how you know, far we've gone with the influences and with the work we're doing.
Well, this is awesome, man. This is really exciting, and I love it how you are not really planning in advance, but at least are thinking about what you can potentially do, you know,
definitely,
many years from today. How's it working with Napalm Records these days? Still having fun? I remember talking to Mo, when was that? 2 years ago, right before the war in Ukraine. I'm from Ukraine, as you might know, right
yes.
before the big war has started in Ukraine, like a week before or something like that, most likely. But it was a blast for you guys. Is it? Do you still find it that way?
Yes, because it's a huge label, and it was the first time we signed with. I mean, for us, we've been working with beautiful people during the years. With every label we had, especially the last one, Abyssal Communication, with Thomas Holmquist from Sweden. He was like one guy company, but he did a lot of work for us, and we enjoyed that, and we appreciate that a lot. But now with Napalm, which is a huge company, you know, many people working, many people, you know, in every place, and it feels huge, and we're having a great time with them, and it feels like we did something right, you know, because they were interested in that. And it's the second release, and we are planning to do another one with them. And if everything goes right and everything is fine, we are very happy to be part of the Napalm family so far.
This is cool. This is cool. And any plans to take Lingua Ignota on the road already?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, the tour will start in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So yes, we're doing the European tour in 2 weeks, and the plan is to perform Lingua Ignota full, you know, from start to finish, the beginning of the shows, and then add some classic songs that people used to like. So
this is a really cool concept, because I was you actually, like, that was my first part, you know, part one of the question. Part two was to ask, because I feel like this is one of those, you know, records that has to be enjoyed in its fullest, right? I mean, it's not really a single record, right? I mean, when you hear one song from it, you're like, okay, but you have to listen to it in its entirety to fully grasp and understand it, which I think would be a great thing if you perform it all together. Absolutely.
I think the same way. I mean, and we would like to. We're working on a cool light, you know, you know, the show, and also with the songs, and we're thinking the ways to make it as immersive as possible to the listener. I don't know. I mean, we never played that before. It will be the first time, but so far the rehearsings, it feels very, very nice to play it entirely without saying any word in between songs, like a record. And we're thinking about maybe doing that, and then after the EP is done, and then we you know, change a little bit the mindset, and then we start talking with the people and doing the regular thing.
I like it, you know, because it's, despite it being heavy, of course, it is still very intricate, delicate, and almost, you know, like very emotional and enchanting in a way, right? So it would be a really interesting for me. I like how to see how the fans would react to it being played live in its entirety, and what is the state of that whatever enchantment that they will be immersed into while listening to it, being performed from the stage. It's magnificent.
All the time when we release the music, it's always amazing to see the reaction of the public. You never know. You never know. Some people, sometimes you think, oh, this riff is like the best thing I've ever written. I can't wait to see people jumping around. They don't do anything, they stick. But then you have this other riff, you never thought about it, and people go crazy. It's like, but life is very complex. Life is complicated. So we just do the music and hope for the best,
Exactly. It's like, remember who said that? Was it Ozzy who said it, right? I mean, like, I don't care about how technical your riff is. Play me a riff that will make a young kid pick up a guitar and try to learn it. This,
Yeah, man, definitely. But as a guitar player, you know that you learn all those techniques, and you just want to play them.
Why would I learn them?
Because I learned it. I want you to see all the work, that I put on this, because playing guitar is very complicated. So it is fun. At the same time, I think my mom told me, "What do you play things that complicated all the time?" And I'm like, because it's fun. I don't know. But then when you have to play it live, it's not fun anymore. Then it's like a pain in the ass. It's like, now I have to play all this crazy shit, and I don't know if I will be able to pull it out. Yeah.
Do you rely on playbacks at all?
Yeah, we have like some tracks when it comes to orchestras, like Molly has, and sometimes when I go like with some crazy harmony, with the guitar, and I miss it too much, then I say, can you put it on the track so I can have all the thirds going on, and I'll be happy listening to it. So we have the show works perfectly without the tracks, but we think that the experience for the listening is a little bit better when you have like these extra things, and we just want to do the best we can for the people to enjoy it.
That's awesome. And do you, by the way, when it comes to writing new music these days, do you engage with any AI or any other additional tools that help you being creative?
No, not at all, because I'm very old. I think that's the answer.
Not that old, man.
Yeah, if you start that way of questioning, I will start saying things like, in my days when I was young, that. So no. I think we still have things to say. I had this thing that make all the band members crazy. When I write riffs and everything, I don't write down any of the riffs I do, because my thing is, I will say that I play it, maybe they love it, just write it down. I'm like, no, if it's very good, I will remember. And if I don't remember, then I have to do a better one. That was the mindset.
Oh my God.
Yes, that happens every album. We don't write down anything. So it's like, I don't know, it's crazy. We just go there, we record stuff, we make the music without writing down shit, and I try to remember all the things until it's recorded.
This is hilarious, man. This is hilarious. Well, man, hopefully you guys will be able to visit Ukraine on this tour already this year. I would love to see you live. I actually never saw you live, despite I know.
Yeah, things are crazy. I can see, by the way, you have the Bruce Dickinson book behind you, and I have it at home, and I will start reading it as well. So
it's a fun one. It's a really cool one. So this one and Rob Halford's Confess are two of my favorite autobiographies like ever, and I read a zillion of them.
Bruce is like a really unique person, and very smart, and and Iron Maiden is one of my favorite bands ever. So. Of course, you cannot, when some guys like, I don't like Iron Maiden, it's like, I don't know if we can be friends,
I so agree with you, man.
Nice.
Well, I dedicate quite a lot of time and space and energy on my show to Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and all those classic heavy metal bands that I grew up on, because I really hope that their legacy will, and I'm sure that their legacy will live on forever, right? So
of course, we will try to make it happen, with the young guys.
Absolutely, and with force.
Force. I need to go to the gym, but for that,
whatever. All right, Carlos, I can literally talk forever. Talking about heavy metal is my biggest passion in life. I can do this for hours and hours, but there's a time limit to these things, especially like labels tell me that quite a lot.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, let's not wait for another release to talk again. So now you have my contact somehow, and anytime.
Absolutely,
okay?
absolutely. Love to welcome you, chat about anything. Yeah, maybe we can discuss Mo next time.
Sure, I will be happy to do that. Okay.
Absolutely, Carlos. Thank you so much for finding time and joining me. Any last message for the fans? Anything you want to share with them?
Sure. Anyone listening, thank you so much for listening to this beautiful interview. And if you're listening, just be happy and try to be peaceful and try to enjoy life and tell your people that you like in love, tell them that you love them as much as you can, as long as you can. That's my thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carlos. This was Carlos from Persefone, and their new EP will be out in just a week. So make sure to check it out. I'm sure if you're a fan of the band, you will absolutely, absolutely love it. Carlos, thank you so much. Keep rocking, man.
Okay. Goodbye. Thank you very much.